Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Apple Watch Series 11 and compare it against the Apple Watch Series 7 and see which particular Apple Watch is the better one for you. Now, as it comes down to both of these Apple Watches, the thing I will definitely tell you is that if you're going to go through and pick up any sort of watch, these things are still fairly good. The Series 11 clearly is the best Apple Watch you can buy, but I think the Series 7, for the most part, for a lot of people, that one is still a pretty decent option too. We'll take a look at it throughout this whole entire video, but if you do want to go through and pick up any one of these Apple Watches that I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular Apple Watches. The Apple Watch Series 7 originally came out a couple of years ago, back in 2021, and with this particular Apple Watch, it came out in two different sizes. It came out in a 41 and a 45 millimeter size. So that was something that was actually very cool, and that's something, if I'm going to go through and pick up a watch, I'm a big fan of how that kind of watch holds up from that particular, perspective. So I feel like that right there is a really nice thing. Now, on top of that, I've also kind of recommended, when you take a look at the Apple Watch Series 11, this is also still a very good type of watch as well. This is slightly bigger, 42 or 46 millimeter size. So that right there, I think is a nice thing. You're getting a pretty good type of layout when it comes down to that side, which is great. On the bottom, you are getting twice the amount of brightness on something like the Apple Watch Series 11 compared to something like the Series 7. So that right there is going to be another kind of important thing to kind of keep in mind there too, which is actually something that I like. So you're getting a brighter display on the Series 11, which is always going to be very, very nice. Now you're also going to be able to still maintain the same type of buttons, and the rest of the bodies feel fairly similar. So there isn't really a big massive difference when it comes down to that side. So I think that in and of itself is a nice thing going on there as well. Now you're also going to be able to go through and essentially maintain a pretty good type of build on the rest of them. When it comes down to the internal features, they both have blood oxygen applications, ECG apps, low cardio fitness notifications, things like that. But the Apple Watch Series 11 does give you hypertension notifications. So that is an advantage on that type of Apple Watch as well, because it is going to be giving you a slightly better experience from that particular side compared to something like the Apple Watch Series 7. You're getting sleep tracking on both, but you do get sleep apnea notifications on the Apple Watch Series 11. You do get vital app tracking on both. However, you do get temperature sensing on the Series 11. The Series 7 doesn't have it. And the Series 11 is going to be just more of a durable watch when it comes down to it. You're also getting the S7 chip inside of the Apple Watch Series 7, where the Apple Watch Series 11 is going to be giving you that S10 chipset. So there is going to be, I think, a slightly better, more improved type of watch on the Apple Watch Series 11. It's going to be faster. It's also going to be giving you that wrist flick gesture, double tap gesture, a lot of cool different improvements from that side, and it is overall going to be a faster type of watch in almost every single way compared to the Apple Watch Series 7. So what I can tell you is between these types of watches, the Series 11 I think is a really, really good type of watch. It clearly is the better one here in almost every single way. I think with the Series 7, this is a really good type of, watch still. For perspective, I'm still using an Apple Watch Series 4 and I love it. So if you still own something like a Series 7, I think this is still a very good watch when it comes down to it too. And I would still recommend people to use it. But if you have the money to go and upgrade, then definitely go for something like a Series 11 because it is a very good watch. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.